Today we're going to look at how to create a WordPress site with some embedded materials so that we can develop some flip learning and sort of create a website that is, I guess, a basis for teaching a unit. So here you can see one that I have already, Big City Life, which is a unit I teach for Year 9 Geography. Within it we've obviously got YouTube videos, we've got text, you can embed some widgets below including videos, tweets, etc. But what I find quite useful are some of these embedded materials such as Google Forms. Now you use Google Forms and create these within your Google Drive, and then you can embed these types of I guess features to assess learning. Now I find this quite useful, and for me it takes a bit of time, but that time pays off, particularly throughout the term or throughout the life of the unit, and enables students to catch up on things if they've missed class. It enables students who like to look forward and look at what is coming and prepare. And also I find it quite useful to host assessment examples, outlines and explanations of what exactly it is that you're expecting of them for summative assessment and formal assessment for that particular unit. So let's have a look at how to create a useful WordPress site that's not only visually engaging but structured in a way according to your syllabus and unit content points. So first things first, you'll need to sign up to WordPress. I'm not going to show you how to do that. It should be pretty straightforward. So you just need to go to wordpress.com, sign up. Most likely you'll have to check your emails, click on a link to confirm. Once you've done that, you need to log in with your given username and password, and then you'll come to your dashboard where you can create your very first site. How exciting! So let's add a new site. So for me, this isn't a complete waste of time. No, I'm just kidding. I like doing this sort of thing. I like helping out where I can and giving you some tips and tricks. But today I'm going to start off a new site which I'm actually going to use next term anyway. So it's just recording the process and maybe more of an explanation. So let's add a new site. Now I want to start with a website. I don't want to choose a blog. I find that doesn't really suit my options or my needs. Next thing you do is you choose a theme. You can of course change this theme later, but I might go with this Karuna one. Okay, so let's give your site an address. Now the challenge with this is that if that site name has already been taken by someone else, say for example Animal Farm, it's highly likely that animalfarm.wordpress.com, the domain, already exists. So you may have to choose something that is a little unique. So I'm going to title mine as the example for, or the unit name for our next unit. So our next unit is called Economics of Happiness. And then of course I might add in SCAS. Now let's see, we want to choose the free domain name. It includes wordpress.com, but hey, that's fine by me, and I'm not willing to pay any money to upgrade that. Then you select. So that will be your domain name. So when students search for your particular site, you'll need to firstly give them that domain name and choose something that's memorable and something that relates to what you are looking at in your unit, of course. Now, let's start with free. I think we have enough capabilities within the free site to be able to do what we want. Okay, let's start the next step. So this first video, I'm going to show you just some basic editing. We're going to get the title, the structure, and maybe going to look at adding some pages in a minute. First things first though, let's edit the site. So let's write that. So at the moment, we're provided with a basic theme. So the site title. Now this is your home page. So again, I might call this Economics of Happiness. This will most likely be in bold and depends upon the theme that you use. I don't need to put in SCAS here, that's just in the domain name. You can add in some details, so maybe a unit description, or if there's a particular video, audio or source that you like to include, I'd include that on the home page. So YouTube easily embeds into WordPress. So let's, for example, look at a particular focus or a particular video that might be of interest to you. So let's, for example, we look at Bhutan in our Economics of Happiness. So this video, obviously with some amazing visuals, might engage the students. So what we do is we simply copy the link, and we can then just paste that link in. WordPress recognizes a YouTube link and just embeds that video. So unit description, the video, that's what I choose to do. It's visual, it's engaging, it's interactive, and I find it works well. You can then, if you're not sure what it will look like, go up here and click on preview. So let's get a preview of what my home page will look like. So this will take a minute. Hopefully it should have, and as it does, what I just edited. Now, where it has these other details here, text widget, we can edit that later. Now, I might choose to use a different background, and we'll get to pages in a minute. So instead of tablet, let's see what it looks like in desktop. So again, when we first open this site, what we see is the site title, which I might also name, and we can edit that, and the image as well. So a lot of the time you might find that something mightn't have worked correctly or how you wanted. And to be honest, a lot of the time it's just a bit of playing around, customizing things. So this section here, the customizer, is key for your layout, and particular your pages and that type of thing. So my site identity, let's remove that little logo. You could choose, for example, to use the school logo, but without getting, I guess, prior consent, that might be something you wish to not do. But maybe again, your logo might be, hey, I might choose as it says there, many file types, maybe a little image. Hey, you could even have a picture of yourself if you want. If you're doing Animal Farm, hey, maybe a cartoon pig. Site title, Economics of Happiness, and because of the details there, the size of that font, it's obviously meant that it cannot be straight along, which is fine. Okay, up the top here we can see what are called widgets, so let's edit that. So these links, you obviously, if you so wish, you can link it to your Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter and Instagram account, but I highly doubt that you'll need that. So you can, of course, do that by adding in all sorts of things. Widgets are pretty cool if you want to link in things. I've used Twitter before to link my students with particular and relevant news articles, but I doubt that will be relevant for you. Now, LinkedIn, yeah, irrelevant. And Facebook, custom link, maybe not. So you can add different items. Maybe you want to add a page. Maybe you want to add something else. Now, let's go back. So let's look at our pages. Okay, so we might simply delete the menu. Customize.